Hello everyone, welcome back, and today's video we've got another game recap to discuss. We're looking at the games that happened on the 7th and 8th day of the NHL season as we look at the games that happened this past Monday and Tuesday, which all that coming up right now. Hello everyone, welcome back to another video here at the Internet Hockey channel. Before we get into this video, don't forget to like this video and subscribe down below. Thank you for all your support. We're now to a of you guys. So if you haven't already, don't forget to the like button down below. Don't forget to comment down in the comment section below so we can all discuss in today's video. Now, in today's video, we've got another game recap video to discuss lots of interesting games that happened over on Monday and Tuesday, so all of them here. First, we saw New Jersey Devils overwhelm the Utah franchise, put up shot after shot after shot, able to get a couple goals in the second period, and wound up destroying them 3-0 to improve to 4-1-0, dropping Utah with their first loss in their franchise history to 3-1-0. So a bad loss there for Utah. Definitely couldn't get their offense going, and their defense was decent, but that Devils team was just way more better than they were. For the Devils, Heischer and Casey both had a goal and an assist, and Nicholson also scored for the Devils, while Allen stopped all 20 shots he faced in the shot on the win for the Devils, while Utah, like we said, suffered their first loss in franchise history. So a bad loss there for Utah. Then we saw the Florida Panthers in a rematch with the Boston Bruins just under a week after they played on opening night. Wound up beating Boston for a second time in the last week, 4-3. A really good win there for the Panthers. I think it was a back and forth affair, but they held the lead for most of that game, and they do want to come in with a victory and improve to 2-2-0, dropping Boston to 2-2-0, so both teams are now back to 500. For the Florida Panthers, Lundell and Reinhart both scored twice for the Panthers in the win, while Kostelec had 3 assists. He's fitting in really well in Boston. Beecher and Laurie both had a goal and an assist, and Carlo also scored for Bruins in the loss. So, interesting game there. Really tightly contested affair between those two teams. Both the Florida Panthers will come with the victory. Then we saw in a massive high-scoring back-and-forth game action, the Ottawa Senators play LA Kings. The Kings were up 3-1 at one point. They were up 4-2. It was then 4-4. Then they were up 5-4. Then it was 5-5. Then they were up like 6-5. Then Ottawa was up like 7-6. Then LA tied it late to make it 7-7. And in overtime, thanks to this goal here from Josh Norris from Local Square Sportsnet, the Ottawa Senators would down the LA Kings 8-7 in overtime. It was a high-scoring, really entertaining game, and that saw absolutely no goaltending. The goaltenders were, I think, on vacation in this game, so it was an interesting game there. For the Sens, they improved to 2-1-0. Kings dropped to 1-0-2, but keep their point streak going. It's interesting note there. For the Senators, Norris had 3-point night with 2 goals and an assist, including the OT winner. Batherson, who had a goal and 2 assists, and then Tkachuk and Stützle, who both had 3 assists, all had 3-point nights. McEwen scored twice for the Ottawa Senators. Sanderson and Chabot both had a goal and an assist, and Giroux also scored for Senators in the win. While Kopitar and Clark both had 3 assists. Fiala and LaFerriere both scored twice. Kempe had a goal and an assist, and Lewis and Jeannot versus the King both also scored for the Kings in the OT loss. So an interesting back and forth game, but the Ottawa Senators will come away with the victory. Then we saw the New York Rangers break a tie in the second period and add a couple of insurance markers later on to down the Detroit Red Wings 4-1. Really impressive game there from New York. Didn't really give the Red Wings much opportunity to come back in that game as they improved to 2-1 and keep their point streak going, while the Red Wings fall to 1-2-0 in the season, so bad stuff there for Detroit. For the Rangers, the Benja had a goal and 2 assists, and Panarin, who had 3 assists, both had 3-point nights. Lafreniere, Kreider, and Riley Smith, who scores first as a Ranger, also scored for the Rangers in the win, so a really good win there for the Rangers as they keep their point streak going. Then we saw the Pittsburgh Penguins have a fantastic third period and wind up doubling up the Montreal Canadiens 6-3 as they improved to 2-2-0, dropping the Habs to 2-2-0, so 2 more teams to reach the 500 mark of the 4-game mark. For Malkin, he had a 3-point night with a goal and 2 assists. Eller scored twice. Grzelcyk had 2 assists. First point as a Penguin. And Letang, Hayes, and Raquel also scored for Penguins in the win, while Matheson and Suzuki both had 2 assists. And Slavkovsky, Gulli, and Heineman were 3 goal scorers for Habs in the loss. So an interesting game there, but the Habs do fall at the hands of the Pittsburgh Penguins. Finally, the last game we saw on Monday was between the Islanders and the Avalanche. Avalanche started out really fast as they would get a goal from Callum Ritchie to open the scoring, but after that it was really all Islanders. They were able to go to, I think, a 4-1 lead, including this beautiful goal here from Brock Nelson, his first of the game, the 3rd goal of the game for the Islanders from Local Square Sportsnet, but that was a beautiful goal from the Islanders. I think the Islanders eventually got to a 5-1 lead, and then they would trade goals as the Islanders destroy the Avalanche 6-2 to get their first win of the year and improve to 1-1-1, while the Avalanche fell to 0-3-0 on the year. So bad stuff there for the Avalanche. For the Islanders, Nelson scored twice, and Duclair, Barzell, Palmieri, and Lee also scored for the Islanders in the win, while Mills and Ritchie, who scored his first career NHL goal, very good stuff there for Ritchie, were 2 goal scorers for the Avalanche in the loss. So bad stuff there, but interesting game there that we saw from the Avalanche and the Islanders. And next, going over to all the games that we saw over on Tuesday. Like I said, there were 9 of them. So first, we saw the Carolina Hurricanes jump out to a multi-goal lead and held on to beat the New Jersey Devils 4-2 as they get their first win of the year and improved to 1-1-0, while the Devils fall falter and fall to 4-2 on the year in the second half of a back-to-back. So interesting note there. For the Hurricanes, Gostisbehere scored his first career goals at Kane. Blake, who scored his first career NHL goal period. Jarvis and Aho were the 4 goal scorers for Hurricanes in the win, while Hughes had a goal and an assist, and Bratt had 2 assists, with Fischer scoring the other goal for the Devils in the loss. So an interesting game there, but the Hurricanes do get the better of the Devils in this one. Then we saw the Washington Capitals have a strong second period, build themselves up to a 4-1 lead, and wound up being the Golden Knights 4-2 as they get their first W of the year and improve to 1-1-0, while the Golden Knights' winning streak ends and they fall to 3-1-0. So interesting note there. For the Capitals, Ovechkin had 2 assists, and Verana, who scored his first goal since signing back with the Capitals. Chikrin, who scored his first goal as a Capital. Protas and Wilson were 4 goal scorers for Capitals in the win, while Stone had 2 assists, and Eichel and Olofsson were 2 goal scorers for Knights in the loss. Ovechkin also scored his 700th career NHL assist. So a really great game there from the Caps as they were able to get back in the win column. Then we saw the Tampa Bay Lightning come out firing, score an early first period goal as they would score a couple more goals to give themselves a big lead. It wound up being the Canucks 4-1 as they improved to 2-0-0 and remain undefeated, while the Canucks fall to 0-1-2 and remain with their losing streak. So bad stuff there for Vancouver. For the Bolts, Point, Hagel, and Cirelli all had a goal and an assist. Paul had 2 assists, and Kucherov also scored for Lightning in the win, while Garland was a lone goal scorer for the Canucks in that loss on Tuesday. So interesting note there as the Canucks continue to falter. Then on the night that the Blue Jackets raised Johnny Gaudreau's banner, we saw them have a really strong game. They were up, I think, 1-0, 2-1, but they would eventually lose 4-3 to the Florida Panthers as the Panthers improved to 3-2-0. The Jackets fall to 1-2-0, so interesting note there. For the Panthers, Reiner had 3.0 with a goal and 2 assists. Lundell had a goal and an assist. Mikkola had 2 assists, and Louis Turenin and Kuliakov also scored for the Panthers in the win. While for the Jackets, Sillinger, Ben Riesick, who scores first as a Blue Jacket, and Monahan on the night they raised Gaudreau's banner, who were good friends, also scored for the Jackets in the loss. So bad loss there for the Jackets on the night they raised Gaudreau's banner, but a really good game there from the Panthers as they come away with yet another victory. So interesting out there. And we saw the Minnesota Wild come out to get a huge lead. I think they were up 3-0 early in the third period and would hold on as they would beat the Blues 4-1 thanks to this insurance marker here from Philip Gustafsson. We saw a goalie goal over on Tuesdays. Gustafsson would score the first goalie goal we've had in quite some time. Good to see Gustafsson get on the board. It was an empty net goal. That was the insurance marker as the Wild would win 4-1. As the Wild are up to 2-0-2 now on the season, have a 4-game point streak to start the year, while the Blues fall to 2-2-0 on the season. So bad stuff there for St. Louis. For the Wild, Kaprizov had 2 assists, and Rossi, Lauko, first as the Wild. Hartman and Gustafsson, first career goal as a goalie goal, were the 4 goal scorers for the Wild in the win. While Mateo Joseph, first as a Blue, was the lone goal scorer for the Blues in the loss. So interesting game there, but the Wild do get the better of the St. Louis Blues. Then we saw the Seattle Kraken blow a few leads, but recover in the third period, and thanks to a fantastic 4-goal third period, would down the Nashville Predators 7-3 as they improved to 2-2-0 and dropped the Predators to an 0-3-0 start. For all the hype that the Preds had going into the season, they have not had an overly great start. For the Kraken, Larson, McCann, Schwartz, and Bjorkstrand all had a goal and an assist. Alexei and Stevenson both had 2 assists, and Eberle, Tanev, and Evans also scored for the Kraken in the win, while McCarron, Novak, and Shea versus the Predator were the 3 goal scorers for the Predators in the loss. So an interesting game there. Kraken are doing a lot better than they were last year at this point in time, while the Preds are still having trouble. So interesting out there. Then we saw the Dallas Stars come back a couple times after trailing a couple and wound up beating the San Jose Sharks in a shootout 3-2 as they improved to 4-0-0, dropping the Sharks to 0-1-2 on the season. So Sharks remain winless and Stars remain undefeated. For the Stars, Duchesne and Hintz were 2 regulation goal scorers, and Robertson, Duchesne, and Johnston also scored in the shootout for the Stars in the win, while Toffoli and Dellandrea, first as a Shark against his former Stars team, were the 2 regulation goal scorers, and Granlund was the long shield goal scorer for the Sharks in the loss. An interesting game there, but it was the Stars who came away with the victory. Then we saw the Calgary Flames score a couple of second period goals and were able to hold on and beat the Chicago Blackhawks 3-1 as they remain undefeated and improved to 4-0-0, while the Blackhawks fall to 1-2-1 on the season. So interesting note there. For the Flames, Coronado scored twice, Kuzmenko also scored, and Wolves stopped 31 of 32 shots in the win, while for the Hawks, Foligno was the lone goal scorer in the loss. So the Hawks continue to do subpar, while the Flames continue to surprise and are leapfrogging people's expectations. So really good stuff there for Calgary. And then we saw the Edmonton Oilers not start off really good. We saw this goal here, which was Michkov's first career NHL goal. Very fantastic stuff there for Michkov to finally get on the NHL score sheet. He would score again later on to give the Flyers a 2-0 lead. Flyers would score again after a couple Oilers goals to give them a 3-2 lead, but the Oilers would fight their way back, score a late third period goal tie, and then win it in overtime as the Oilers win their first game of the year and improve to 1-3-0 with a 4-3 overtime victory over Philly. The Flyers will fall to 1-1-1 after their opening West Canadian main road trip. So interesting note there. For the Oilers, Drysdale had a goal, which was the OT winner, and an assist. McDavid had 2 assists, and Bouchard, Brown, and Henrique also scored for Oilers in the win. While Michkov scored his first 2 career NHL goals, Frost had 2 assists, and Brink also scored for Flyers in the OT loss. So an interesting game there. Very fantastic back and forth game there. Saw Michkov score his first couple of goals, but the Oilers do come away with a much needed victory. So interesting note there. But that's all I'm going to talk for today. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts on all this down in the comment section below. What do you think about all of this? Are you surprised that the Oilers took until game 4 to win? Are you surprised that at this point the Avalanche and the Predators are 0-3-0? Are you surprised that the Knights wound up losing their first of the year? The Utah franchise wound up losing their first of the year? Are you surprised that Dallas and Calgary remain undefeated? Definitely. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts on all of that down in the comment section below. So I'm going to talk for today. I'm going to tell you this video. If you're interested, subscribe down below. Thank you for all your support. We're now to a thought of you guys. So if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe button down below. Don't forget to leave a comment down in the comment section below so I can all discuss in this video. And also a blog to make news, rumors, analysis, stuff like that. So check that out. I'll leave a link in the description below. And kind of see you guys all for the next video. See you guys soon.